It's often been said that the riches are in the niches. That's why it's so critical that we niche down with our content and what we speak about online so that we can become known as the authority in our topic. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through some easy ways you can look at what niches are most valuable for you, how you can speak directly to your audience, and how you can niche that down even further to become the go-to guy or gal in your market whenever somebody thinks about your niche. My name is Matt Beatty, and I'm excited to walk you through this process. So again, it's important to make sure that we're speaking directly to a certain niche, something that people become able to know us for. And when they come to view our content, they come to engage with our content, they're not surprised. I'm a great example of this. I love a lot of different things. I'm a self-proclaimed Renaissance man. I want to talk about baseball. I want to talk about football. I want to talk about HR. I want to talk about marketing. I want to talk about entrepreneurship. But my audience isn't here for all those things. They're here for specific topics. And the one thing that I have branded myself as is a culture expert. And so that's a niche. That's a sub niche of a niche, right? So it'd be easy for me to come online and talk about human resources. Well, if I niche that down a little bit further, I can talk about human resources for small businesses, which is who my company serves. But then if I want to niche that down further, what's a subtopic of that I can talk about that can help me to develop a brand and help me to develop a following that come to me for tips related to that niche? So if I take that down a step further, I say, what's something I'm very passionate about, something that my audience cares a lot about, and something that I can provide an immense amount of value around, and that is how to create an awesome organizational culture. So let's take another look at that. So let's think about that in terms of broad topic or niche. So let's say I wanted to talk about small businesses. Okay, great. Tons of people online talking about small business. You're never going to cut through the noise if you talk about small business. So how do I take that down a step further? Well, what's my subsection inside of small business? Well, my company provides human resources, outsourcing, and software and support. Okay, cool. So human resources for small businesses. All right, great. What's a topic that my audience cares about related to that I am an expert in? Culture. How to create an awesome organizational culture. So now for your process, you're going to want to follow that same thing. Start with a broad niche, one that you serve, one that you know a lot about, and then take it down a step further. It's a lot like the 5 whys exercise. We want to dive down a couple of layers into that sub niche so that when our audience comes, they're going to get some great information that they can't find anywhere else that also brings us a great amount of passion to share about. I have a ton of passion around creating an awesome organizational culture. And so it makes my content more authentic. It makes it where I can create real value for the people in my community and for those who swing by and check out our content online, because I can now create tons of valuable things around different keywords, different topics, but I've got a niche where I've started to create that content. So now one of the biggest objections I get to this from CEOs and founders is that, hey, I want to be known as, HR services for small business, not just the organizational culture guy. Well, don't worry. If you create that brand and you create that sub niche, then you're going to be able to write about those other topics over time. But if you have that sub niche, then people will know what to expect when they come and engage with your content. And this is one of the biggest mistakes we see people make is they want to be all things to all people. They get FOMO. They're so worried about what happens if they write about one thing that they start writing about everything, and nobody ever knows what to expect. And therefore they never get traction. They never get engagement. And ultimately they never get results that they're trying to get from creating content online. That's why this is such a critical part of our process and how we help our clients is how we will take them through a process where we not only niche down the topics, but we also niche down the audience. So if you think about that audience, when you take it back, we've got small businesses. Well, that's a very broad topic, right? Small businesses, there's millions of small businesses in the United States. But if I take that down a step further and I say, all right, I start to limit by geography, small businesses in South Carolina. Okay, we've still got tens of thousands of small businesses in South Carolina. But then what if I narrow that down a little bit further? Well, with between 10 and 49 employees in these 3 or 4 key industries. And so now I've taken that down to a couple thousand businesses that are my real target audience instead of trying to be all things to all people. And then I can create really compelling content that is there for them and that serves them and that speaks directly to them. And when I develop my ICP, my ideal customer profile, or my buyer persona, I'm speaking directly to a handful of people that make it much easier to write authentic content in a way that is compelling to the person who's reading it. So the niches are in the riches. That saying is real for a reason. Don't get FOMO. Write to one specific audience on one specific topic, and you can expand over time. But it's really important that you hone your craft and that you get great by starting there. Thank you so much for coming by and watching this video. We appreciate you checking it out. Please engage with all of our channels, like this video, and subscribe if you found value in it. Thank you so much.